Morning YouTube, September 11th, 2019. Down here in Robeson County, North Carolina, it's a foggy morning. But 18 years ago, this great nation of ours was attacked by a bunch of cowardly people. 3,000 American lives were lost that day. There were lives of other nationalities lost as well. I just don't have the figures. It started when two commercial airliners plowed through the World Trade Center in New York City, both towers. Another one plowed into the Pentagon. And yet another crashed in a field in Pennsylvania that was supposedly headed to Washington, D.C. Supposedly on that particular plane, a group of individuals said, "We are not going to abide by this. We shall fight back." It's a day that is embedded in my memory and shall be forever. At the time, I was a part of the United States Army Recruiting Command. I was a detailed recruiter working out of the Martinsville, Virginia field office. I had the responsibility of Henry County and Patrick County, Virginia. On that day, I was at Patrick County High School, Stewart, Virginia. In a booth set up for a college and career day. I got up that morning thinking of, like any other morning, that I had to go to work, talk to young men and women about the benefits that the United States Army would have to offer if they so choose to enlist. When I left my house that day, I didn't even think about the impact of what was going to happen that day. Really didn't. But the impact and aftermath of that day forever changed the landscape in a sense that we can no longer look at security in this nation of ours ever the same again. Shortly after 9/11, security in the federal installations and federal buildings stepped up. Getting into military installations, what used to be a 5 or 6 minute process through the gates, now became 1 to 2 hours. I'll be the first one to say that the United States military as a whole was not quite adequately prepared to secure every installation they had right off the bat. Because at that time there were still some installations which were considered open installations, meaning anybody could drive on and off the installation. Some were already closed but still had to beef up gate security. The point of it is, folks, 18 years ago changed how we view the world and how the world viewed us. We were hit with a blind and cowardly punch out of nowhere. But as always, we rose up to the challenge. We rose up to the fight, and we took the fight back to the enemy. I think about the brave men and women that died that day in New York City alone. Many of New York City's finest, from their fire department and their police department. Running into those buildings unknowingly as to what would happen. The only thought in their mind was to get innocent civilian lives out into safety. My heart still bleeds and breaks for those that were lost this day. Pray each and every day for their families. As those that did survive, some are starting to die off due to ailments and disease caused by the debris that fell that day. Let us never forget what happened this day 18 years ago. Let us never forget the sacrifice of the many to save many more. Let us not forget those brave souls that went in knowing that they might not come back out. Let us never forget this day, this tragic day that impacted each and every one of us, that changed the way we view things. For the day that we fail to remember is the day we allow a tragedy like this to happen again. At some point in time today, whether it's a minute, a moment, a few minutes, please take the time to stop, pause, reflect, remember. God bless you. May each and every one be blessed this day. This, folks, the Old Soldier's video for today. Never forget. It's the Old Soldier out.